How are you doing? It's been a crazy long weekend followed by a crazy day today, and I'm just so glad to hang out with you. So I say hi to Justine, who's aka Pajama Crafter Stamps right now, Judy and Benita and Sandy and Sylvia, and am I missing anybody else? Okay, so hello. So we are going to again play with Craft Roulette because that's what we do around here. So let's take a look at what we're actually going to do with Craft Roulette. We are going to case a card, which means copy and share everything. Now, I personally don't think it's fair to copy 100%. I say copy the idea, but then make it your own. So Mary did Hog Your Wild, which happened to be from Pajama Crafter Stamps, and it is available on the website if you're interested in it. Nope. I mean, that's a shameless plug. And then Jay used this cute little cowboy with hay in his mouth from my friend Christina's company. So we are going to case Mary's card, and the project parameters this month, or this week, excuse me, is a dude's card, farm critters, color sleigh ride, and a random is we have to use a pen. So I am going to steal some of Mary's ideas here, and we're gonna do it. So when I think of a sleigh ride, I think of Santa and a great big huge moon going across the sky. So we are going to use our full moon stencil. We only have a couple of these left in the store, so if you want them, grab them while they're hot. But it is a 3-layer stencil, so you get this piece that can act as masking for your card. And then you get this piece, which does the craters of the moon, okay? So it's a really cool stencil. It's my second favorite stencil. We are going, of course, to use the, I love it. Benita says it's fun, F-U-N-N. Hog Your Shine. And I just love these sentiments. Don't let anyone hog your shine, because I think that in this day and age, we've got a lot of keyboard warriors that like to hog our shine sometimes. So it's just a good reminder. Just do you, be you, and have fun. And so what's new? Like if you're sending it to a friend, you've got some serious potential. I'm just here for the snacks. And then, of course, I'm just here for the snacks. So I am pulling in date night, and the only part that I'm using are the kernels of popcorn. I am using the Pebbled Beach cardstock, which we've talked about several times. It's a perfect craft. It's got a little bit of gray in it, and it's got a little bit of the tans, but it's not so harsh as some of the big box store colors. If you want to see what I'm talking about, this is what craft looks like from the big box store, and this is what my craft looks like. It's still got enough tooth in it that you can do color pencils, but it's also smooth enough that you can use your alcohol markers. So since we're making the background, I am going to go ahead and pull in my background first for the moon and the sky. And I bought this beautiful red and blue Glassboard Studio matte. And then, of course, I've got, man, this thing is so new. I said this last time. I always think that this acetate sheet is stronger than I am. But anyway, I'm just using this for ink blending. Yes, I could just use this as a magnetic mat, but we're going to give this a go one more time, okay? So I am using a thicker cardstock because we're going to do some serious blending. All right. So if you remember, back on Mary's card, she used clouds. I am going to use a night sky because I think that's what makes me think of sleigh ride. She used her colors as sleigh ride. So I am going to put this mask on here. See how that sticks to that sticky mat, or this, photopolymer. So I am going to lightly, I forgot to grab a yellow brush. I like scattered straw distress oxide ink for my moon. There are so many other colors that you could use. I am going to slightly go over this edge with some yellow. And when I say slightly, it's because we're going to go in with a dark blue next, and we don't want it to make green. Actually, we'll go with green first. Hold on. Changing my mind, folks, because we're going to be doing all kinds of things that are not normal for me. So the next color, now you need to remember that this is a night sky, and so everything's going to be dark that's behind the moon, or in this case, in front of the moon. So I'm going to use some pine needles, and this is distress oxide, and I'm just going to go down here on the edge. Okay. So our blue that we're going to apply here in a minute is a really good transition color. Let's see. So Sandy says that her sticky mat lives on her travel glass mat. Yep, that's why I bought this little one. Okay, I'm not going to lie. The reason I bought it was because it was red, white, and blue, but I could not justify another 18 by 24 mat just because I wanted red, white, and blue. But, you know, we love us some red, white, and blue on this company. We love America, and we love the people that have served. And it's not like I'm telling you anything you don't know about the company, but that's why we do what we do. So I am going to come in with chipped sapphire, which apparently is very juicy. This one anyway. And I'm going to go right over this grass. We can always go back over and add more green, but I'm guessing I am probably going to come in with some blacks. It is a beautiful green. It's one of my favorite greens. So green, actually, I guess I've told you guys that lime green is my favorite color, but green of any type, even pea green, believe it or not, makes my heart happy. I mean, I don't like the snotty look, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to put this chipped sapphire over to the side. I'm thinking that my sticky mat needs to get a little dirty. Needs a little dust on it, which is not a problem at my house. I should probably just take it downstairs next to my bird. Okay, all of my distress inks are extremely juicy. So I'm just going to tap it off on the side of on my actual glass board, the gray one. And I'm adding a little bit of the purple because I like a little bit of dimension in my sky. Okay, that's a lot of wet ink there, you folks, because I've re-inked these things a while ago, whether they needed it or not, because when I have time, I just do the things, you know? So it just kind of happens. You know, that little bit of moon glow that I was trying to get? Well, we're probably not going to get it because of how saturated I have this. All right. But that's fine. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe my stencil off towards my project. And then I'm going to wipe all this other garbage off. Okay. And now we are going to sop up that edge just a little bit because that ink was super wet. All right. So the biggest decision we have today is, hold on, I am going to use this just to give me a little bit of wiggle room, okay, for screw ups, because you guys know that I screw up when I'm online. One more moon left. Order now. Who ordered the first one? I already have an idea who. All right. I am going to use scattered straw. And I'm going to come from off the page. And I'm just going real light with this, okay? And we're done. No, we're not done with that. We're done with this part. So nothing too like super special going on now. Now this is the fun part. We get to decide where our like craters of our moon are. And I kind of like this speckled look the best. So now I'm going to darken that up. So we're going to get a really cool like harvest moon. But whoever bought, hi Tanya, good to see you. We're making a night sky. And there we go. We've got a really cool moon just the way it is. Okay. Let's get some of that out of the way. Now, you know that I can't have a night sky without, here, let's wipe this off. We don't need any more catastrophes. All right. We're going to put the mask back down in its place. So you saw me mask twice with this stencil. So it is rather convenient. I am looking for my Post-it tape. Okay, full disclosure, this is not Post-it tape. This is actually tape that I got from Daiso. So don't go looking like for pink Post-it. They might have pink Post-it tape. I don't know that to be true. So I am using titanium white acrylic paint by Holbein. Now this is artist grade paint. I am not a true artist in my opinion. I feel like I am like doing Holbein a disservice by just using it for splatter, but that's what I'm using it as. It's very thick, if I remember correctly. A lot of times I just buy the heavy body acrylic paint from like Hobby Lobby or Michael's. And I do have a great big tube. The tube that I have is about this big. So this is a cool medium too. This gives like a silver shine when you dilute it. And we might use that. So you never know. All right. Well, let me get my brush wet. I just sprayed my whole desk set up. It's fine. So I find that F-A-N, because I know I don't say that very clearly with my speech, works the best for splatter. And the reason we mask the moon is because if it was outer space, then you would have all the stars. But we're on Earth, if you didn't know. So we're and it's not snowing. So the snow is like not in front of the moon, okay? Or the stars aren't in front of the moon normally. Now this will, because it's a watercolor, it's acrylic, but I watered it down. It's going to take on the color of the actual ink. And that means if you wanted to dry it and you wanted to redo it, you could do that. I do feel like I want some shimmer. I'm feeling a little spicy tonight. So this will probably end up just like a clear once I water it down. Yeah, that's a good question. Have you guys made a night sky before? So now I'm just going to sprinkle some more Because I mean, like, is there such thing as not having enough splatter or enough shimmer on a card? Okay, now that I'm wearing it, my desk is wearing it, everybody's wearing it. Well, not you guys, but you know, the dogs are probably wearing it that are standing, if you were laying next to me. But that's okay. I'm kind of cleaning off my desk, letting that kind of meld with the Distress Oxide. We're going to peel this off one more time, if I can. Okay. Sometimes you just have to find another way to skin the cat. That's what my grandpa always used to say. There's more than one way to skin a cat. All right. See, now the ground doesn't have sparkle, so we definitely have grass and a sky. Now, once this dries, we're going to come back later and we're going to add a little bit of black to it. So we are not done. But for right now, we are. We could dry it with a heat gun, but since we've got other things to do, we're going to put it behind me and we're going to move on. All right. So Mary drew in her picture. Let's show you. I love how my camera walks. It just takes a little walkie walk. She drew in her pig pen with a pen, so she was super clever. I am going to make a pen. So I have this wood grain strips that can make it. It's normally for like a slimline. This is just from my stash that I use. So we could definitely be using the sticky mat. That would actually probably work better, but I've already moved it and I don't care. Do you care? I don't care. I mean, I care about what my project looks like and I care about you guys. I just don't care that much about grabbing it. Have you guys heard of the it's the menopause group that says we just don't care much anymore? That's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, I just don't care that much anymore. There are certain things that I really care about and I will fight for. But then there are things like, what am I shading my stuff with? That's another thing. Or if it's on a sticky mat, that kind of stuff I don't care about. So we are using vintage photo. And we're just going to add some distress inks to this just to warm it up a little bit. And I don't know what pieces we're using. We're not going to need all these long pieces. We probably could get by with all the short pieces. Again, this was meant for like a slimline, but my slimline era is pretty much over. I loved them for a while and now I'm just like, eh. So I don't care if it's splotchy, because if you think of the fences that you see on farms, they're all kinds of brown, all kinds of, grays. I love the farms towards Lexington that have like the black fencing. That's my favorite, but I don't know. I figure we're doing a night sky, so I want to lighten it up a little bit, you know? Sadie says she loved the moon on the Halloween card that she just made. That's cool. It's, like I said, it's my second favorite stencil of all times. But we are going to come out, once these last two sell out, which I think we're down to one, I think we are going to come out with a different, we're doing a little bit of something. And that's just because I think the scale of that moon is a little bit off for an A2 card. So I'm gonna change it up because that's my prerogative. But You know how I always say I won't do something unless I feel like I can improve upon it? I feel like I can improve upon that stencil. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the beauty of being able to do my own thing. All right. I am cleaning off my desk because we're done with that part for right now. I just wanted to get the inking done. I do have these grasses. And instead of using the ink, so it's not exactly the same color as the background, I am just going to come in with a YG67. This looks dark compared to usual. I don't know why. And I am just going to flick some color up into here. See how that kind of changes everything, but it's not like reinventing the wheels. Like, you know, nothing too hard here today. Oh, hi, Sean. I saw you here. Sandy says she loves the sunburst stencil. I created that one so that you could put it on multiple angles and the rays would be going different directions depending on what your orientation is. So there we go. Again, this is not done like super creatively. In fact, I think the messier it is, the more it's going to look like grass. So I'm going to put that back in my divider. I do have, like I said last week, I'm a little crazy. I have some alcohol pads here so that I can wipe up my desk from any alcohol ink and to lock in whatever I have on my hands. So by using alcohol on my hands, once I have the ink on them, it'll remove some of it, but whatever isn't removed, it'll lock in and it'll keep it from spreading onto my project. So like if you have hand sanitizer, that's a really good use for it. My hand sanitizer happens to be like in the middle of the floor. All right. Isn't he freaking cute? Love him. I want to give him some green eyes. So I'm going to start with YGO3. Benita says she loves this pig. I love this pig and I love the dinosaur. So I did kind of the same example, sort of, with Closer to Extinction, which is sold out right now. So I'm drawing in the eyes with my lightest color, which is YGO3. And that's because if I don't like the shape of it, it's easier to change it. Now that I've got what I want, I'm going to go across the top of the eye with YG67. Okay. YG17. And that one eye looks like it got a little deformed. We'll fix it. That's the beauty of drawing in your own details. You can fudge it until it works. Okay. YGO3 again. And I'm just going through the bottom of that iris. Now we did lose some of the dimension of the eyes as far as like the sparkle. And I'm just going to go over that with a white pen, which will be part of the element for a pen. But we're not going to stop there. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my C3 and my C1. And where her eyelashes are, or his, I'm going to go on the inside of the eye. And I'm going to kind of do a couple flicks there. I'm kind of making those eyes come to life. I'm going to use the C1. I'm going to extend some of that. Okay, looks kind of a little scary. So I'm going to use a little bit of my colorless blender because it erases. It does blend, but not like it is more of an eraser. Okay. Hi, Annie. I didn't see you on here. Hi, Kara. Good to see you. If you are new to the channel, which I think there might be, please consider liking and subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you'll know when we go live. Because we do go live every Friday. I'm sorry, every, oh my gosh, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Friday, we're shooting for, except for when I have shows, and that would be at 1 p.m. like for lunchtime. So I'm going to use this R11, and I'm going to pink up his ears, okay, the insides of the ears. And I'm going to go in with some R12, just right at the opening. And I can attest, because I always say that not every animal has pink ears. I can tell you that I had a mini pot belly, and the inside of her ears were pink. So there you go. All right. So it looks like Sean and Sandy are going to a retreat. That's so much fun. All right. So to get him to cut out with my Scan and Cut, I did go over him with a W1, which is a warm gray. Those eyes are scaring me to pieces right now. But anyway, I did go over them with a warm color because that's what I intend on coloring with, our like warm colors. But I am going to use E74, 71, and 70 because I just want to show a different color than what most people would gravitate to. So let's get her done. Now, I told you that everything like he would be darkest closer up here because he's going to sit in front of the moon. So he is being backlit. Now, are we going to get like all crazy with light source today? No, we're not. But I do want to give you the theory behind it in case you want to do it someday. Okay? So I'm just making that go spinny, spin, spin. All right, so I'm going to put in a shadow where this big old snout is, even though the snout would be in shadow as well. It's still going to cast somewhat of a shadow onto this guy's face. So I'm going to flick some of that out. And I'm going to flick this up. So we're literally coloring opposite of what we normally do. We normally like meet in the middle or halfway in this, like halfway in the middle, coming from right to left and from top to bottom to make it glow. But because the light source is behind us, we are working so that the darkest colors are at the bottom. So there's going to be a nice shadow there where the paws are. Hoofs, hoofs. So realistically speaking, this entire thing would technically be in shadow. but that doesn't make for pretty coloring, you know? And since this is going to be night, I'm covering up all the white space that is around the pig. So it's not showing like, it's going to show up real bright on a blue or black background. Okay. So I am making sure to color that in. Even this section here, like where the scan and cut had to cut to leave a border, I am going to put that in the darkest color. So when he's peeking over the fence, you don't see it as much. Hi, Jay. You did a really good job last Friday. In fact, I just showed everybody your project, but we can do it again. So that was Jay's project there, and this was Mary's. Now we're going back to mine. So I am casing Mary's card from last week. And I'm doing a night sky. And one of the parameters for colors was sleigh ride. And when I think of a sleigh ride, I think of a big bright moon that Santa's sleigh is coasting past or flying past. So that's what my inspiration for color is. And we are casing Mary's card. Okay. Now I'm going to use this E70. So I used 74, then 71, and now I'm using 70. Everywhere else. Okay. So not a lot of definition in this pig because he is in, like I said, I'm going to keep saying it, he is in shadow. Okay. We do need to add some dimension to his little hooves. Okay. For his nose, let's go ahead and put some of this E74 down here. Now remember, the nose is going to be protruding. So technically speaking, this up the top rim would be lighter. E70. So we're using the same colors, and then we're going to add some stuff to, you know, make it cute. Cuter. I'm going to go back in with that R11 and R12 of the ears that we used earlier. So up around here, I'm using the R11. And I'm going to extend it down and meet down into that 70 color. So we're going to brighten that up. And then I'm going to take this R12 and kind of go in from the bottom, working my way up. And if we need more shadow, which I think we do, you can definitely add that in. And right around his little nostrils, I don't know why, I just want them to be pink. No, I don't. I think I want them to be E71. Benita's saying that her wish list is about a mile long. What's a good thing? There's more going to come your way. So, all right, I'm going to put those colors back. It's literally killing me to only color with 3 colors. Like, I really want to add this E77 down here around the paws, hooves. I'm going to flip this around because I really want to bring those crazy eyes forward. Leave it up to me to have to keep on going because now I've got to blend more. But that's fine. It's my card. It's my party. I can do what I want to do. Okay. I think that makes him look like he's crazy. Now I'm going to bring in a Y11. And I'm going to color up here because the moon is going to be lighting up this dude's hair. And if we need to make it a little bit more blendy, of course, there's the pitter patter of butters. And there's his Yorkie Huff. Let me let him outside. Go on. Go on. All right, puppy, you can stay in. And yes, I am already in my pajamas. I'm wearing my Garfield pajama pants. Like I am sticking to true Pajama Crafter style today. But now I want to, I feel like his toenails would be dirty. So I'm going to use this Y26 and this little husk. I feel like he'd have some plaque. So there's the Y26. And then I'm going to use an E23 to like darken it and to give it more of a crisp look. Boom. There he is. He's done. Let's go back. Oh, then we can color the popcorn. That's Rupert's paw prints footprints that you're hearing, the tippity toppity. These dogs. So I did cut these out with my scan and cut, and I did them so that they would not have a white border. And I'm going to go back in with that Y. So I colored them with a Y11 when I did the scan and cut. Now I'm using that Y, I don't know, it says 26. And I'm just dotting in some colors so it looks like popcorn that you get at the movie theater. Okay, I'm going to get real controversial now. What did you guys think about the red card situation for the World Cup? I know it's a very heated conversation right now, but I'm just curious. I think the call was BS. And I'm glad the guy actually asked for a review. Because when I saw it, and I didn't even watch it live, I watched it on the replay a few times. And I was like, I feel like they just kind of ran into each other equally. I don't think it was meant either way, but I know it's heated. I know some people are like, a lot of American citizens are like, got their Mexico shirts on and like going on. It's controversial, freaks. It's like, I don't know. No matter what, I want the United States to win, but I do want it to be a fair game. Do you know what I mean? But I don't know. It is what it is. So there's the popcorn because those are the snacks. Now we're bringing in the card. And it is pretty dry. Let me grab this black soot. And I am using my Glassport Studios magnetic mat. If you want it, need it, don't have one, there is a link in the video description. And with the code JOY, you'll save 15%. And I'm just adding this around the edges here. This is just black soot, just to make sure that we've got a nice blend. Because you know and I know that this grass would not be bright green. See how that deepened it, but didn't like kill it? So, Benita, I did not get your notification until after your live was over, or else I would have been there. So I apologize, friend. I do try to make the team, anybody in the team, no matter what products they're working for, if I am at home and I'm aware of it, I do try to support you guys because you guys always support me. So I want you to know that it was not intentional that I was not there. Okay. So I do want to cut this down a hair. And I'm going to take it from this edge. Listen to me, I'm a mess. So took it down to 4. And I'm going to take it to 5. So, okay. So I avoided cutting off the black part that we just built. All right. So now these sideboards are just a little too short, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take this down as straight as I can. That's what's nice about a Glassport mat, is that you can line it up. So I'm using that's what these grids are for. Nobody ever seems to use these grids, but that's what these grids are intended for. Now I know on camera, it looks a little wonky because my camera is just lately off, but if I mess with it, it'll be off forever. All right, so I'm going to see where he is. Oh God, you guys, this is so cute. Okay. So I roughly want that to be up there. What comes in teal? What did I miss? I see there's a Kelpworms Creations. Welcome. Thank you for finding us. And if you want to hit that like and subscribe, you'll be able to find Pajama Crafter every time it's live or one of our design team members post. So I'm just using that. So I'm not into sports either, but I saw it on the news and then I saw all the crazy stuff that everybody was saying. And so I thought I would put my 2 cents worth in because I watched the replay. But I am not normally watching the things either. Okay. One more. Are these even? No, they're not. And if that's hurting your mathematical, geometrical mind, I'm very sorry, but you know. I'm trying to read screens. I'm trying to get things straight. I'm trying to do all the things at one time. And I'm just going to tell you, I'm just not that good. So, yes, I could have used my grid to measure it out and have it perfect. Yes, I could. I'm going to use my little piggy press here to get good adhesion. Okay. Then I'm going to use my little scissors. And I'm going to cut these boards off. But typically I don't talk about sports on here because I don't watch sports very often unless I'm being made to. I'm not going to lie, I do like going to a football game. Usually high school or college more so than NFL. Let's try to see. I told you that it drives me nuts. Okay. That is all wonky donkey. I will fix that because that does make my crazy mind crazier. Should have just done that to begin with. I guess that one was straight. All right. So now I'm going to put a little fence post up there. Where's my brown? We're just going to emphasize that a little bit. You notice I didn't go all the way down with the glue, and that's because I didn't go all the way to the top. I didn't go all the way to the bottom. So that way, depending on how tall it is or where I leave things cut off, then we can fix it. You know what I mean? I'd rather leave space to cut and to tuck than to have to rip up my card and start over. Hi, Miss Shallow. So Danny was saying that glass boards are really nice to have unless they're directly under your light. I have 2 lights that flood over me, and I also have overhead lights that are on the sides of my room, but right above me is the ceiling fan, and I do not have that light on. So Danny's 100% right. All right, we are going to glue those down. Use our little piggy press for our piggy pin. And since I'm being OCD today, because I didn't realize I was in that OCD mindset until I freehanded that, and I was like, ugh. So I tell you guys, I'm not OCD, and then I turn around and I'm OCD. All right, so this little piggy went to market. No, we don't do that here. We're not mean to our little guy. So I am going to put a sentiment down here. My original thought was to put it up there. So he managed to get over, I don't know, hold on. Okay, there we go. I just had to work it out in my head. Can you guys believe it? No foam tape yet. I want to real bad. Oh, I'm going to. Trying to remember how I had that. I had that on top. Okay, so see how that E70 kind of like blended into that fence? That's why we did all that blending down there. Oh my God, he's so cute. The answer is yes. You should probably do this in oh, never mind. I guess my card did what it wanted to do instead of, it's fine. It's probably for the best. That way I didn't have to do card surgery. It's fine. It's all good. So it popped off of my card as I was trying to sneak foam tape under there. And that's fine. We're going to go ahead and add some more ink. Or, shoot, glue. Okay, I'm just trying to. Sandy says new release is just around the corner. Danny, I'm with you. We'll need something else. Add to cart. So I've got it. So the fence is his snout's not quite over, but he's got his feet over. Kind of reminds me of my huskies that have been bad today. They will not be making an appearance, just so you know. Okay. Let's do a sentiment. Okay. I'm going to take one of those split rails and I'm going to put, I'm just here for the snacks. Okay. It's magical how that fit in there. I didn't plan that, just so you know. I wish I could say I did, but I didn't. I did come a little bit more prepared to this live than I normally do, but I can't say that I was that prepared. So I used VersaFine Clair. Okay. Here's my little crafter's wand. Gonna pick that up. All right. And you know that I'm going to want dimensions, so we're going to pop her up. I wish my Sean, because I know there's a Sean Manley on here as well. I wish my Sean would come get my butters, because he apparently really needs to go potty. So this actually is not a sneak peek, Jay. I was going to do a sneak peek, and then that was actually supposed to be on Friday of last week, and I did not do a sneak peek because I felt really bad all weekend long, but it started sometime Friday. I woke up I woke up with a real bad migraine and it did not go away. And then it just proceeded to be a real mess all weekend. So, yeah. Yeah. I've had some medicine changes and stuff. And it just hasn't, I don't know. Ugh. And of course, Jax actually licked my eyeball. So I got an infection. And I couldn't wear my contact, which is, I think, part of the migraine situation that was going on. But I was able to get my contact in for the first time today. And so I am wearing reader so that I can see to draw or to color, you know. Migraines are the worst. I've had them for a very long time, you know, growing up as a kid and stuff. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it hasn't always been pleasant. Oh, I forgot the grass. Just look at me. I'm talking to you guys. I'm like, why? Why do I have so many missing things? So I think before I go any further, I want to glue this down. Okay. I made a black card base. I am going to pop it up on foam tape because that's what I like. For those of you who don't like it, don't use it, it's fine. I always hear it's always a controversy, like, should we use foam tape, should we not? And I'm just going to tell you, I am always going to use foam tape. So there is no reason to do that. So, Sandy, I had eye surgery on my my left eye. So I have perfect vision in my left. So they could only correct my right eye like 50%. So I have to wear one contact in there. So bifocals would not be an option for me right now. Can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I have a little bit of a cataract in that left eye forming, and I cannot wait until it's done doing its thing so that I can have eye surgery and have perfect vision. So terrible to say that, but it's the absolute truth. Which is ironic because when I had to have surgery on this eye, the first time I literally lost my mind and was like having like straight up anxiety attacks, thinking that I was going to go blind. And I mean, I was crying going into the surgery center, and now I'm like, let's do it, man. Let's get her done. Kind of funny how life happens. Okay. An alien donut chain would be a new idea. Oh, shoot, we should open that. Like, we should open that as a restaurant. I would so be on board with that, Jay. But Sandy, you were saying you can't imagine what it's like. Now it's like, bring on the surgery. Let's do this. Let's get perfect vision on both sides, so I don't have to, wear these stupid readers to color. But I never, if you'd asked me that Perfect. I would have, if you'd asked me if I would be saying that at the time of surgery, I'd have told you that you were losing your mind, that I would never ever feel that way. Okay, let's do some more tumbling of the popcorns. Do you guys like this? Do you know that last year we were around Halloween? I gotta talk to Sean. He was developing awesome socks so it would be glow in the dark. And then he was doing that for a show that we did in Tennessee because it was right around Halloween time, and he didn't get it 100% perfect, so we didn't release it because nobody wants to put out something that's not 100% done. You know what I mean? Like you just don't want to put it out for the purposes of having product versus doing it right. So we opted not to do it. But I might tell him to start working on that again. It's funny how you start working on things and then life happens and it comes back up randomly and alive. What do you guys think of this? So, because this is a night sky, we're going to use our cosmic rhinestones. These are black that shift purple. They're really, really pretty. These are like my second favorite. And I'm just using my green dish. And they've got the channels in it, so they flip up, they sit in the channel so that they're upright for you. Now, where did I put my wand? Okay. So, ooh, embellishments. I know. Justine is a embellishment sucker. She loves them. In her mind, there's no way to have enough. I tend to agree with her. I don't know what my rhyme or reason is tonight for putting on embellishments. I just want them there. In fact, with all the speckles, I don't even see all my glue dots. My eyes work about as good as what my voice does today. Okay. Now we're going to bring out the white. Okay. No. Hold on. Going to do a couple things. We are going to bring out the white pen to put the detail back in to the eye. Okay. I just picked up the rhinestone with my hand. That was cool. Do you know how you know that you're a true crafter? It's when you get in your car and there's glitter, or when you find it like in your laundry, like when you find glitter and all this stuff in your laundry, then you know you're a true crafter. Just saying. Justine says I'm amazing with the white gel pen. I don't know, but thank you. But we can put some stars in here. And where I smudged the moon, I just went ahead and put white gel pen over it. Now, though, you can see that that's drying back purple. Once that dries, we can go back over it. And it'll be, I saw that question on a coloring forum I'm in, and they get very upset because their alcohol markers pick up the color that's underneath it, especially if you use like a red or a red violet, because that's just notorious. Okay. And we can put a little bit of shine in his eyes. All right, I'm going to get out another panel. And I'm going to chop it down from the inside of the card. Sorry, I'm doing it in my lap where you guys can't see it necessarily, but that's the worst thing I do today. It's a good day. And where'd that Misty go? Let's see. Yep, I just dumped all of the embellishments. Awesome. My floor is covered in embellishments right now because I was packaging them. So when you're a small biz, sometimes you have to package stuff yourself. And this was a case of I had to package it. Oh, got a bent piece. Let's try this again. That piece is bent too. Let's just take off the right side this time. What is wrong with this? I have a whole bad batch. What happens? I have to fire the help. Or give her a raise. She'd probably like a raise instead. Okay. You guys, I just looked out my window. I mean, not out my window. The blinds are closed, but it is like the most beautiful orange that's coming through from the sunset. It's really, really pretty right now. Okay. Still going to use go first, Claire. You've got serious potential. So Shiloh says her cat likes to bat everything off of her desk. Yes, mine does too. All right, we need to find a black pen that actually works in my craft room. That's gold. I just went black. Let's see if either one of these work. Okay. So to add our pen detail, we're just gonna draw. Oh, that one does not want to work. We might. Thought I grabbed the better of the two. Okay. Made my own little border. Pets in the craft room space, yes or no? My two Yorkies are allowed in here, but the other two are not. And that's because they like to steal things off my desk and eat them. My two little ones don't. So let's get this inside glued down. So I'll tell you guys, if you've ever wanted a cupcake glue holder, we're down to limited quantities. And once they are gone, they're gone. We will be developing something else. And I think we've got the rainbow and the red and white left. So the rainbow is, in the pictures of this, looks like it's almost red, but it's a rainbow holographic. And then the red is obviously just red with white icing. So those are almost gone. Look at this, you guys. Isn't it pretty? I just love it. So let's look at the parameters again. I have to uncover the things. So we copied and shared everything as encased the card. So Mary did clouds, and she did the pig, and she made her pig pen. She drew it freehand. I did it as a fence with dies, and I made it a night sky. For the farm critters, obviously, I used the pig. No brainer. Colors were sleigh ride. So when I think of a sleigh ride, I always think of the bright the bright moon that Santa flies over. So that's why we used that. And then the element was a pen. So we made a pig pen, and we also put pen detail on the inside. So I think that we actually hit all of the parameters for Craft Roulette, and I think they turned out super cute. So we do have a new release coming out, not this Friday, the following Friday, and it's out of this world. The team has done spectacular things. You guys will be blown away by some of the stuff I was. I will be live, God willing, on Friday the 10th at 1 p.m. I think I had the wrong date in the thumbnail, so I will change that tonight. I noticed it as I was going live, so that'll be there. There are only a few seats left at Stamp Away for the Copic class, so if you are interested in that, please sign up at Stamp Away USA. That's hosted in, it says Blue Ash, but it is Blue Ash, but Cincinnati area. And then the following weekend, that's like the end of July. The first weekend of August, we'll be in Schaumburg for the Scrapbook Expo. And then I will be at Craft Roulette Live with my friends attending. So if I get a chance to meet you guys at any of those places, please come up and say hi to me. Sean will be at Cincinnati and Schaumburg, and he always loves meeting you guys because he rarely gets to be on lives, even in the chat. So we love you here at Pajama Crafter Stamps. We thank you for all of your support. We had a pretty good chat going today. We really appreciate that. So we used the full moon stencil. We used the Hog Your Shine and date night for the sentiments. Okay, guys, I'm going to go cook some dinner. It's my turn to cook. Lord help us all. What is that going to look like? So, all right, bye. I'll see you on Friday. Toodles.